Jack Baker.
Welcome to the family, son.
Before becoming the nightmare of Resident Evil 7, Jack Baker was a quiet family man in the Louisiana bayou. In 2014, Jack explored the wreckage of a tanker ship washed into the swamp. He discovered a shivering, unconscious child named Evelyn. Unaware she was a Series E bioweapon, he carried her to safety. This single act of compassion was lethal. Through simple physical contact, Jack inhaled concentrated Mutamaceti spores radiating from her skin. The mold colonized his body immediately. It rewrote his genetic code, granting impossible regeneration while stripping away his sanity. It twisted his protective instincts into a sadistic obsession with family. A psychic vision later reveals the truth. The real Jack remained trapped inside his own mind. He existed as a passenger in his own body, forced to watch his hands murder and mutilate, powerless to intervene. Jack Baker was never the villain. He was a captive in his own flesh, waiting for the mercy of death. Quick break. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Lisa Trevor. Resident Evil's original sin. Before the STRS team ever set foot in the mansion, there was Lisa Trevor. In 1967, Lisa was just a 14-year-old girl. Her father, George Trevor, was the genius architect hired by the aristocrat Oswell E. Spencer to build the famous mansion in the Arklay Mountains. But Spencer was paranoid. To protect the mansion's secrets, he ordered George to be executed, and his wife and daughter to be seized as test subjects. For the next 30 years, Lisa was held in the dark, damp catacombs beneath the estate. She became Umbrella's living canvas. She was injected with the original progenitor virus, which killed her mother. But Lisa's body did something impossible. It adapted. Encouraged by this, researchers spent decades injecting her with every viral abomination they created. The turning point came in 1988, when they implanted her with the NEA Fala parasite, the same organism used to create Nemesis. Instead of killing her, her body consumed the parasite, birthing a new discovery in her blood, the G virus. But the cost of immortality was total. The parasite twisted her spine, leaving her permanently hunched. Her hands are still bound in the wooden stocks she wore in captivity. Most disturbing of all is her face. Lisa suffers from a delusion that an imposter stole her mother's face. The mask she wears? It isn't leather. It is flayed human skin peeled from the skulls of female researchers she killed, trying to give her mother's face back. She's an immortal, tragic child trapped in a monster's body, wandering the halls for 3 decades, waiting for parents who are long dead. The headcrab zombie. The standard zombie in Half-Life appears to be a mindless drone. The lore confirms a far more disturbing reality. The host is fully alive. The parasitic headcrab does not kill the victim. It latches onto the cranium, burrowing its beak into the brain to hijack the motor cortex. It overrides physical control while leaving the victim's higher brain functions and consciousness intact. The human host perceives every moment of their transformation. Their hands mutate into elongated claws, and their chest cavity splits open to form a feeding mouth. They feel the pain of these mutations, but cannot stop their body from attacking their allies. Valve concealed the ultimate proof in the audio files. When you reverse the creature's garbled screams, the hidden plea becomes clear. They are not roaring in anger. They are screaming for help.
God, help me!
Artorias, the abysswalker. In the legends of Lordran, Artorias is the noble abysswalker who conquered the dark. The reality, revealed in the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, is far more tragic. The player does not find a hero. They find a broken rabid animal. Centuries prior, Artorias traveled to Ulasil to halt the spread of the Abyss. The darkness overwhelmed him. In his final moment of clarity, he sacrificed his protection. He used his great shield to create a barrier around his wolf companion Sif, saving the animal at the cost of his own defense. The Abyss shattered his left arm and flooded his armor. The corruption eroded his mind entirely, leaving only his combat muscle memory intact. When you encounter him in the Colosseum, he is not fighting for a cause. He attacks out of pure, instinctual aggression. He howls like a beast and drags his broken limb behind him. The player's victory is not a triumph over evil. It is the mercy killing of a knight who lost his battle long ago. The Master. In the wasteland of Fallout, the most terrifying entity began as a brilliant physician named Dr. Richard Gray. After his exile from the hub for murder, Gray led an expedition to the Mariposa military base seeking the source of strange mutations. A security robot knocked Gray into a vat of FEV, the forced evolutionary virus. The chemical sludge consumed him. For weeks, he floated in the vat, his body dissolving and reconstituting in a cycle of endless agony. The virus eventually fused him with the biomass of other creatures that fell in after him. As he expanded, the biomass absorbed the military base's supercomputer. Flesh and machinery became indistinguishable. Gray developed a psychic hive mind capable of dominating the thoughts of others. His voice is a chorus of the people he consumed. He believes his condition is the pinnacle of evolution, a unity free from human conflict. The man named Richard Gray is gone. Only the fleshy, pulsating heart of the cathedral remains. Big Daddy. In the underwater city of Rapture, the Big Daddy appears as a heavily armored mechanical tank. In reality, the diving suit serves as a permanent walking tomb. Dr. Yisu Chong forcibly recruited them into the Protector program. Surgeons grafted the subject's skin and organs directly to the inner lining of the metal casing. The suit and the man became a single, inseparable organism. The procedure stripped away all higher brain functions. Technicians severed the vocal cords, replacing them with a bioluminescent modulator capable only of mournful, whale-like groans. They are enslaved, lobotomized men, programmed to die for a child they have been manufactured to love. Killing a Big Daddy is not an act of destruction. It is an act of euthanasia. The Marauder. The Marauder poses the greatest tactical threat in Doom Eternal because he is a mirror image of the player. Before his resurrection, he stood as a high-ranking member of the Night Sentinels. He was a brother-in-arms to the Doomslayer himself. During the Civil War of Argentinur, these warriors fell in battle defending their beliefs. They died as heroes. Following their defeat, the Khan Makerapper and the Priests of Hell retrieved their corpses. They subjected the fallen knights to a blasphemous resurrection ritual using Argent energy. The process corrupted their physiology, their skin turned necrotized and pale, and demonic horns erupted from their skulls. Hell magic fused their original Sentinel armor with organic gore and runes. They retained their original combat mastery and speed, making them superior to standard demons. Their minds suffered a total inversion. They view the Doomslayer, their former comrade, as a false idol and a traitor. They hunt him with the same military precision they once used to fight beside him. The Marauder is a tragic perversion of honor. He fights with the skill of a knight, driven by the soul of a monster, the Hollow Knight. The final boss of Hollow Knight represents a failure of design. The Pale King created this warrior for a single purpose: to contain the Radiance, a supernatural plague threatening the kingdom. The mission required absolute emptiness. The king needed a vessel with no mind to think, no will to break, and no voice to cry suffering. He believed the Hollow Knight possessed this purity. The creature possessed a fatal flaw, a bond with its father. This single spark of emotion love compromised the seal. The infection seized upon this vulnerability, flooding the knight's mind and body with light, turning the jailer into a puppet. During the final battle, the vessel fights against the infection's control. Midway through the duel, it stops attacking the player and drives its nail into its own chest. It mutilates itself to weaken the Radiance's hold. The Hollow Knight is not fighting to destroy you. It is assisting in his own death.